Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. It is time for another predictions video. It is WWE Saturday night's main event. I am hyped. The 80s are back, nearly 40 years since the first ever Saturday night's main event, and in the Nassau Coliseum. We are going old school, we are going retro. There will be lots of old faces there, potentially Hulk Hogan. There will be Jesse Ventura. It's going to be a really nostalgic night. We've got, I think, 6 matches on the card to go through. We're going to go through and predict them all right now. As usual, again, we will be live at probably midnight UK time for Saturday night's main event over on Wrestling Network. We joined on the voice channel with Mike for Survivor Series. That was great fun. Please do come and join again and be in the chat. We will read your questions. We will read anything you have to say. Interactive community. It's great. Make sure to join 1 a.m. Wrestling Network YouTube. But anyway, let's get into it. The first match sees the returning Drew McIntyre go one-on-one with Sami Zayn. Obviously, Drew returning a couple weeks early, given the injury to Bronson Reed at War Games. I'm going to take Drew McIntyre for this one because I feel like he's just returned. Obviously, he's just come off of 2 back-to-back losses to CM Punk at Bad Blood and at Bash in Berlin. So I feel like he really needs a win here. And I think Sami can take a loss while still looking quite strong. So I think this will be given time. I think probably 15-20 minutes. That classic 80s underdog versus good guy. But I do see Drew McIntyre leaving Long Island with the victory, and to set him up for 2025 after a great 2024, Drew McIntyre to get the win. Next up, for the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan puts her 200-plus day reign on the line against Io Sky. Now, this is a really difficult one for me because I think Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley is what the direction for WrestleMania I thought WWE were going to go in. But given the ending to Monday's Raw, where Rhea Ripley and Io Sky had the Women's World Championship and they were having a stare down, clearly teasing a future match, I feel like that's where they're going to go, of Io versus Rhea. So people would say Io wins here, Rhea wins the Rumble or the Chamber. I'm going to go the opposite way around. I think Liv Morgan wins here. Then we get Liv versus Rhea maybe at Netflix, maybe at, the first Raw, Royal Rumble, last Raw before the Rumble maybe. I think Rhea wins the Women's World Championship there, and then Io Sky wins the Rumble, and that's how we get to the WrestleMania match. Regardless of what the WrestleMania match is, I hope Liv Morgan does get a WrestleMania match because she wasn't on the card last year. She really does deserve to have a match that isn't just a showcase match, because for the work she's put in this year, she's had a great year and she really does deserve it. I wish she'd be in the title match because I'm a big fan of Liv Morgan's work. But I feel like they are going to go for Io versus Rhea. And I understand that because they're 2 big stars. Liv is still being built to that stage right now. I think Liv Morgan retains here. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line in triple threat action as the reigning champion Gunther defends against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Obviously, this was Gunther versus Balor at first, and then it got changed to Gunther versus Priest. I assume that's because they want Priest on the card, given it's in New York and he is from New York. So it gives him that big babyface reaction. Balor can be the despicable heel. And then Gunther's kind of playing the face in the feud against Balor and the heel in the feud against Priest, which is a very interesting dynamic for him to have. I'd love Finn Balor to be world champion. I think he will in the future. Obviously, we've heard reports that he is in line for a push in 2025. I feel like, as much as I wouldn't want to see it, I feel like Balor versus Priest is the direction for WrestleMania in probably a last man standing match or some kind of street fight. I quit match maybe. So I feel like Gunther is going to pin maybe Balor here. I don't know. I really hope, even if he does not win, that Balor has a great showing here, because Finn Balor is excellent, and we always talk about, him winning the Universal title and then having to relinquish it being one of the biggest what-ifs of all time. It's a real shame, but I really hope he still gets to salvage something out of his career. And I'm sure he will, because I do trust in Triple H, but I don't see anyone getting past Gunther until WrestleMania at least. So Gunther for the win. In our semi-main of the night of this predictions video, we have the first ever Women's United States Championship match. Of course, the tournament is still going on. We will know who the finalists are on SmackDown. I know that there is Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton left. I can't remember the other two. That does bug me, sorry. So I am going to say that Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton is going to be the tournament final. This is a really difficult one because Tiffany Stratton does really deserve a championship, and so does Chelsea Green. Obviously, it is heel versus heel then, so I feel like Tiffany will probably play more into the babyface kind of role. So I'm going to predict that Chelsea Green wins here, because Chelsea Green has been putting in some fantastic work. So is Tiffany. Tiffany would deserve it, but I think there's bigger things coming for Tiffany Stratton. I think that Chelsea Green does get the win here. And I feel like Chelsea beating Tiffany, maybe with the use of Nikki, or with Piper Niven, may start that lead to a Tiffany Stratton face turn, and then the full-blown face turn is when she finally cashes in on Nia Jax and takes her title off her, which is where I think we're going. So I don't think Tiffany needs a women's US title reign yet, because I think whoever holds the title the first time, it really needs to be a somewhat long reign, maybe 4 or 5 months, just to really solidify the title and get that bit of prestige going. So I feel like Chelsea Green can have a lot of fun with that title. Chelsea Green to become the first ever women's US champion. And then in the main event of the evening, Cody Rhodes will defend the undisputed WWE Championship against the prize fighter, Kevin Owens. Now, this is a really difficult one because I feel like this is the first time where Cody's title has felt in real peril here. I can definitely see a world where Kevin Owens wins, and obviously I think it would be a good idea for Kevin to win here. Obviously, we see yesterday Cody has been given something, one night only, by Triple H. My guess is the Winged Eagle title, given the gold that was there. So Cody coming out for one night with the Winged Eagle title, which is what he's pitched. But is that, we know how Triple H works if you don't just get the fairy tale story. Obviously, Cody did lose at Mania 39 when most people thought he would just steamroll through and win it. So I'm really undecided on this one. I can definitely see a world where Owens wins the title here, Cody gets it back at Netflix or on SmackDown or at the next Saturday night's main event, because I feel like what they are building to is Cody versus The Rock at the Rumble and then Rock versus Roman at Mania. That's what I want. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. So, a lot of these predictions have been quite run-of-the-mill. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say that Kevin Owens is going to beat Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event and take the WWE Championship for the first time in his career. It will not be a long title reign. I see Cody getting it back at Netflix. And then we get the return of The Rock to set up the match at the Rumble. Rock versus Cody. And then hopefully we get to Rock versus Roman at Mania. Calling me crazy, but I'm going to go for it. Kevin Owens to become your new WWE champion. As always, though, they were just my predictions. Let me know yours down in the comments section below. I hope you all have a wonderful time watching the show. Obviously, it is on Peacock and NBC for those in the US. In Canada, I'm not sure where it is, but in the UK, if you're watching this from the UK and you're not sure where to find it, it will be on YouTube at 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. Make sure, obviously, you join us. Wrestling Network YouTube channel, my good friend Mike. We will be live on the panel for the show. Should be a fun one, especially after Survivor Series. That was a great lot of fun. Make sure to join the chat. Give us your thoughts. Yeah, I'll see you at 1 a.m. on Wrestling Network. Have a great time watching the show, and we will see you soon.
Let me tell you, wanna see you fly, way up on my side, till the day I die, we're headed for the silver line. Let me tell you, wanna see you move, cause there's room for two, every day, every night, we turn up to 9-9.